Good morning, everyone. Today, I have the honor and the privilege on behalf of Princeton Foundation to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Bharat Lal, to the audience. Mr. Bharat Lal is currently the Secretary General and the CEO of National Human Rights Commission India. He has had an illustrious career with notable achievements such as being the former Director General of National Center for Good Governance, former Secretary of Lokpal of India, former Additional Secretary of the President of India, and the founding director of the Jal Jeevan Mission, among other achievements. He was also the former member of the COVID-19 pandemic management team. Sir has made some exemplary contributions in the direction of improving the quality of life, access to facilities and opportunities, and is currently on a dedicated mission to work extensively on human rights and generating its awareness among youth in India. We are honored to have you here amongst us today, sir.
Good morning to you all. I hope I'm audible. Thank you all for having me here. At the outset, let me thank Princeton Foundation and Professor Asutosh for organizing this thing. I'm very happy to learn that this foundation is doing a wonderful job reaching out to youth, connecting you all. As many of you must have read, that the biggest strength of Homo sapiens is this networking. Once we network with each other, I think we are in a position to contribute much more. I was going through the poster and this infographics which you have shared actually, and this is talking about India's initiatives and National Human Rights Commission's impact. And second aspect is youth as catalyst for human rights. Means youth as a catalyst for protecting and promoting human rights. So I think this is the basic theme, and let me work out a talk around this two focus area. Let's please understand that end of the day, you have to understand what is life actually, what you want to contribute, what you want to achieve, what we want to be. And if you see very carefully, it is all about what we contribute. So as we understand that India is one of the 4 oldest civilizations in the world, it means whatever we are doing today, actually, whatever learning we are having, it has certain genesis in our old civilization, 5,000-year-old civilization. Let's not forget this aspect. Never forget about this aspect. That we are not product of just today, or just 100 year, 200 year, or 500 year. So I think we are a product of, we are thought process of those people who lived in this subcontinent for 5,000 plus years. And over the years, they worked together, they networked, many ideas, concepts evolved, and today we are reflection of those ideas and those thought processes. It means we are evolved people. And I think it also puts certain onus on us that we have to live by that legacy, what have been given to us in last so many decades. And very quickly, I would just run through that. You think about it, that take forest areas. 120 million plus tribal communities are living there. In many forested areas, now it's much better. But when we joined service, we were in the field, the working condition, living condition were not up to the mark. Basically, whether it's a clean drinking water, or toilet, or electricity, or cooking gas, those facilities were not there. But these tribal communities, they were living in harmony with the nature. In fact, you will find that they have developed over the years, over the decades, over the centuries, and over the millennia. They have developed their own conservation ethos. They are protecting forests, they are protecting nature, they are protecting wildlife. You must have heard in many parts of this country, very famous in Rajasthan, Vishnois, I mean, Vishnois women, actually, these Chinkara and black bugs, they treat their own kids, actually, own children, actually. So please appreciate that this country has this kind of ethos, empathy, compassion. More importantly, our ancestors and today also. Basically, we have some kind of conversation with the nature. When you go to forests, we go to nature, it's not only about tiger and lion and big animals. This conversation is something, silent conversation, and all the book of wisdoms, there is Vedas, our Purans, our Upanishad, all these originated with this kind of conversation. Lord Buddha, what happened? A few months back, I went to Bodh Gaya. Just imagine here one person sitting under a tree, introspection, reflection, leading to enlightenment. And what a beautiful legacy he gave to us. Think about this part. Take Mahatma Gandhi, that man was thrown out of a train at the railway station because he was in the wrong, he was not allowed to, quote unquote, to travel in that compartment. See, he didn't react immediately. He sat over there. He thought over it. He reflected it. And this reflection, this thinking over, this enlightenment, this knowledge changed the whole world, not only India. Mahatma Gandhi's this realization that what kind of civil rights violation is taking place and what need to be done, it changed the whole world. The whole decolonization movement, whether it's Asia or Africa, I think we all owe to Mahatma Gandhi. So first and foremost part is this power of thinking, power of introspection, this power of reflection, not reaction. I think this is the first, I think, learning we should have, that if we are able to reflect around us, I think we can become a better person. And what we mean by better person? Well, we can make huge contribution. We can make our own life meaningful, much more purposeful. And whosoever did it, whether today or yesterday, and even tomorrow, I think he or she is going to be making that kind of contribution. And I have no doubt that you are one of them. You have the potential. You have to just simply reorganize yourself that I have to contribute something. I have to contribute in what we call human right. Human right is what basically? Just for a living, a dignified living for any individual, where these basically start from Magna Carta to Bill of Rights, basically is equality, justice, liberty, fraternity. I should not feel humiliated. I should not feel discriminated. I should have equal opportunity. I should be able to live a very dignified life. I should be having a clean air, clean water, clean surrounding. These are the few things basically. So human rights today is so broad based that each and every aspect in life, somewhere human right touches it. Whether it's a right to life or liberty, or all fundamental rights are expression. So we have to keep in mind that human rights is very basic for any society, for any civilized society, for any productive society. Just imagine that, well, your and my human right is not protected. I can't express myself. What will my productivity? If my dignity is compromised every day, if workplaces or public spaces, safety and security for young women like you is not there, just imagine what kind of productivity, what kind of dignified life we are going to live at. So let's not forget that human right is such a basic thing that each and every segment of society and individual, each and every segment of society and individual is affected by human right. And that's why if you see the great people who are considered today great, take Mahatma Gandhi. I think he was the one of the biggest name in human rights field. Protection of civil rights. Who could be a better example than Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela or all those freedom fighters? They work for civil rights and political rights. So if you see all the names who people made contribution and today we remember them, these are the people who lived, who made impact, and who had general well-being. Whether it's a human rights activists or social and political activists or scientists or other people. In India, come a little bit forward, you will find that, well, just before independence, in last 2 centuries, so many social reformers, it's a Jyotiba Phule, or Raja Ram Mohan Roy, or Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. I mean, everybody worked for improvement of quality of life, dignity of women, dignity of people. Take Sati Pratha and widow remarriage. They're part of evolving human right concept actually. So I think these are the people who work. In fact, last time when I had the opportunity of talking to you, I was just reminding you that this country is such a tolerant country, not tolerant. It accepts people from all walk of life. Just think about in your university campus. You will find that people from all caste, creed, region, religion, color, everybody is there actually. And imagine in this country today, people following more than 8 religions. 4 religions originated in this subcontinent and 4 basically came from outside. Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism. All these 4 religions basically they preach non-violence. It is taking care of their surrounding, and the 4 religions which came from West Asia here, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, everybody is flourishing in this country. See, imagine this country has accepted everybody. This is the beauty of this country. Move forward, think about just before independence. This country never waged a war against any country. We have this great tradition that we don't believe in waging war because we understand that violence and war basically are biggest impediment in enjoying one's human rights. Imagine during World War II, your country provided refuge to Polish children. When Poland was being bombarded from both sides, this side Germany and other side from then USSR, these Polish children were brought in Jamnagar, in Kolhapur and other areas basically, and they spent their childhood. Not a single child was converted to other religion. Mark my word. Not a single child in those 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years. They were brought here, given food, protection, education, healthcare, everything. None of the authorities are basically princely states or people tried to convert a single child into any kind of religion. If you see afterward, two part. See the beauty of our constitution. The very first chapter after union and state have been defined, it comes basically fundamental rights. See the primacy of fundamental rights. You know, it comes directive principle of state policy, how state, the government, the power has to work and what for. What for? Let's see these kind of things actually. That anything and everything basically, it comes later. Fundamental right. This is fundamental. Take directive principle of state policy, it is there. Any government and every government has to work in the direction what has been given in directive principle of state policy. Just imagine you should be very proud of your earlier generation. That when whole Europe and many countries, America, North America, people were struggling to get women, young women, their voting rights, civic and political rights. In 1947, 48, when Constitution was being made, there was no doubt that each and every person in this country, irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, gender, socioeconomic condition, was given equal political right. I think at times we forget that we are progeny of such evolved people. We are progeny of such thought process where equality or justice or liberty, it is ingrained. Indians are basically called, that argumentative Indians. Freedom of expression is ingrained. I mean, since childhood, nobody at home, says that shut up, keep your mind, whatever I'm telling you, just do like this. No. Discussion, debate, these are the way of life. You go to rural area and people are sitting around during winter and in summer and under the tree or around the fire. They will be discussing, debating. This is our society. When somebody from outside or any Western society, I'm sorry to say, when they try to lecture you, please, for God's sake, don't insult your forefathers and your earlier generation. Nobody should be able to lecture you that in India, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Because India always realized that whatever bad are there, our people, our ancestors always worked on it and improved it. Always worked on it, improved it. Let's never forget this part. I think nobody should be able to show us, nobody should try to bring this inferiority complex in us. Please, for my humble request to you, if you have a little bit of respect for me, for spending this time with me, have this pride that you are proud Indian, which has a rich history, rich tradition, and basically where these values, look at the world, what is happening. Look at the world. The glorious people who are telling about all these kind of values, whether Europe or America, I think less said the better. Less said the better. My only request would be that yes, we should be alive too. We should be looking at that wherever the weaknesses are, we should improve it. But does not mean that somebody should be able to, pinpoint you and make you some kind of inferior human being. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. Just move forward a little bit. Last 75 years, see our governments, one after another, our society, what kind of laws, what kind of amendments it brought in the Constitution. Each amendment and each law basically is to achieve this noble goal has been given in preamble, and more importantly, to achieve the direction given by directive principle of state policy. Environment, water, culture, your monuments, take any field, these are the things. And if you see last few decades, actually see, starting with, let's say, Manrega, the poorest of the poor person. There are countries in the world who can afford to provide housing to all. There are countries, rich countries, but you go there and you'll find that, yes, there are people, homeless people are there. But think about this country. Think about you. It is you, your money, you are ensuring that each and every individual should have house. And that's how in last 10 years, more than 40 million new houses have been constructed for poor. It is you the people basically, we the people. What government is doing is our government, is your and my government, and is ensuring that clean tap water is provided to each and every household. Imagine today, 1 billion people living in rural areas, and out of that, roughly 800 million people are having clean tap water. Just imagine a young girl, instead of going and fetching water, she's having this tap water at her home. She has a toilet. She need not to go in open to ease herself. This dignity, this self-respect, this is the India we should be talking about. Cooking gas. If any of you, and I'm sure some of you must be coming from rural background and must have seen that your mother and my mother, they used to cook their meal by using firewood and fuel. Imagine their eyes and their lungs. What used to happen? Today, at least 120 million 12 crore cooking gas connection have been given. Just imagine in that family, it means not only that mother, but her children and adults, everybody is having at least clean cooking fuel. Her own lungs, her own eyes, her children health, everything is protected. It's becoming better. This is the India which we are talking about. This is the values, this is the human right we are talking about. You can't afford during COVID, anybody and everybody's, if you want to get your testing done, government will arrange and it will be freely done. Or in private, if you want to go and this thing at nominal price will be done. For vaccination, government will provide universal vaccination. Universal vaccination. This is, I mean, when we see that these kind of things actually happening in this country, this is the human right we are talking about. I mean, other part you know better when it comes to civic and political right. See the democratic institution India has created. Well, whatever people kind of keep on chattering, but think about election in this part of world or even whole world. Each and every election day by day is becoming much better. Earlier there used to be violence. Last election was one of the finest in the sense that there was no violence in the country, no death during or post election. Just imagine that in within 6 hours you are able to declare your results. You have seen in recent years what is happening in other parts of the world actually. See this kind of institution we have created. In this country, the Supreme Court, just imagine 2 days back, the country's courts are so independent that they gave order against the government vis-a-vis governor actually defining his power. They gave judgment. See the independence of judiciary. See the independence of judiciary where, and just compare what is happening in United States of America. Think about it. The point I'm trying to make is that this country is not inferior to anybody. Your generation must know, must believe, and must see what is happening. We should be able to rationalize things basically. Not somebody is lecturing us and saying that, well, this is good, this is bad, and India is a backward country. India is a country of snake charmers and elephant riders. I think that era has ended. That era has ended. And let's be very grateful to our earlier generation that they worked hard. They work hard to bring us here. It's our duty from here we take off. It is here we have to take leave from. And already has started in government. I can just mention about just one or two things I will mention actually. Take drinking water because I was in charge and I had the good fortune of basically starting this program. In 2019, when we started this program under Prime Minister announced and we started the program, less than 17% household, 32 million household had tap water connection. And imagine since then, in 5 years basically, more than 120 million households have been given. Every year, almost 25 million households are being given tap water connection. This is the speed. This is the speed and scale. Take vaccination, 2 billion plus vaccine doses have been given in less than one year. This is speed we have to understand that you and me have to work in a manner that there should be speed. We can't keep on waiting actually. In fact, drinking water, when I was in charge actually, every day 1 lakh household were given tap water connection. Daily we used to monitor and each household linked with Aadhaar, you can monitor the household itself that where which family has been the connection and with sensor based IoT devices that what kind of water. I think we are making those kind of progress. But second part I would like to highlight is that see the sensitivity, sensitivity in this country. If you go very carefully, court contributed, governments contributed. As a result, if you see in last 10, 15 years, the kind of legislation came. Take Disability Act, take Visakha Guideline and then POSH Act and all those kind of things. Think about Transgender Act. Think about Mental Health Care Act. It means the point I'm trying to make is that society, Indian society is so sensitive, so caring that these people don't have huge political voice. Even then, government, courts, and they are taking care of, and society is evolving. If you go through very carefully Transgender Act or go through Mental Health Care Act or Disability Act, in fact, you will find the kind of evolution in take place. In fact, I was at that time working with Honorable Prime Minister. I remember in 2014, first time a completely, and a girl who had lost her eyesight completely, she was inducted into Indian Foreign Service. Just imagine, just imagine this reservation in jobs, this reservation in academic institution, that disabled people are able to join. This is shows that what kind of society we are. This is the human right concept. We are not, that kind of people. Basically, again, I would like to just look because we are living in globalized world. In other countries, what is happening, and your country, what is happening. See the empathy and compassion since ages. Whether it was Tibetan refugee, or it was Sri Lankan refugee, or let's say Afghan refugees, or people from Bangladesh in 1970. See this country, whosoever was persecuted, or African countries basically, Uganda and all those things in 1972 and onwards. Whosoever got persecuted, this country always gave place. But more importantly, not necessarily that we were very rich, but we have these values and ethos, whatever we have, we'll share with each other. There are rich countries in the world, they are not ready to share. But we are those people. During COVID, I was in the team which was managing this COVID, I have seen everybody was just looking after herself or himself. XYZ country, vaccine for me, testing kits for me, ventilator for me. But there are governments, there are people worldwide, no doubt. At that time also, there were countries and there were people. But India became forefront. India came in forefront, and it ensured that whether it's a testing kits, whether it's a vaccine or it's a PPE or any other material, it is given worldwide. It is given to all those countries. Think about our ethos, our thought process. When our Prime Minister became the chairperson of G20, India became chair of G20. What was done? 8, 9 European countries are member of G20. But more importantly, European Union as such is also a member of G20. What Indian Prime Minister stand to? But yes, if European Union can be a member of G20 country, having 700 million population, then African Union with 1.4 billion people, they also need to sit on this high table. We can't decide about them. We can't decide about them, without just enabling them to participate in this thing. This is the principle. This is the idea of justice. This is the equality we are talking about, UN reforms. The whole African continent in Security Council, 1.4 billion people are not represented. Second, India, 1.4 billion people, they are not represented because this institution basically evolved, developed, and working after World War II. But imagine, such major countries are not there. Our continent is not there. Latin America, just simply not there. Not there. No. This is the injustice. This is the injustice we should be talking about. This is the injustice basically we should be focusing about. Not allowing people and just simply that I'm pointing out your and my. Yes, despite that 10 years massive campaign on sanitation, yes, sanitation need to be improved in this country. Take drinking water, yes, it need to be improved in this country. Education, despite this thing, it need to be improved in this country. But it does not mean that our human right record, our human right issues, our human right ethos are basically poor or not up to the mark. That is one point I would like to emphasize to all of you. Friends, other things which I would like to share with you is, as you know, that recent amendments, policies. One is basically you have seen that new criminal laws. Our criminal laws were basically the legacy of the our colonial rule. So all these new criminal laws have been brought. More importantly, right of person with disabilities. This act is basically the disabilities has been defined. Reservation in job, reservation in admission that have been given. I think as you all are very well aware about LGBTQ and this category, there is now legal recognition. This is a decriminalization and concept of shelter homes. See, for a moment, just think about it. The transgender people, no fault of their born as a transgender person. They used to get condemned to live a life of beggar or going home to home and offering congratulations and badhai, what I call begging and badhai. And basically, most of us started criminalizing them because begging, they might be thieves. See, this society evolved and transgender act was brought in basically. An idea is that decriminalize. Second thing is that in fact this is going on that these transgenders should be inducted in police force, especially in traffic police. So they should have more dignity, more respect, and I think you have seen that the kind of changes are coming. Again, if somebody is not getting proper diet, if there is a malnutrition, if there is a protein malnutrition, kwashiorkor, just think about it. What human right we are talking about? See this country. This country at least has ensured that 800 million people who have potentially shortage of food, they are able to get food. Every month they are able to get food. And imagine last 6-7 years, 8 years basically, you can say, 17% children have been brought out of malnutrition. 17% children have been brought out of malnutrition. That kind of impact we are talking about in this country, actually. As I spoke about Manrega, I spoke about people getting food, food security, and as I spoke about housing and toilet and electricity, cooking gas, clean water. I think these are the areas basically which India is working on this thing, ensuring dignified life to each and every individual. The idea is that please provide basic amenities, quality amenities, so that you can realize your full potential. So we are talking about socio-economic and cultural rights, where basically each family have these basic rights, basic facilities, basic amenities, where young people like you should be able to get good quality education, good health care, and think the whole roadmap. No one is left out means what? That this compulsory education is ensuring and a lot of investment is going in primary and secondary education. So everybody should get. Yes, there are villages, there are areas that, yes, all schools are not the same level. But you must have heard about Navodaya Vidyalaya. Or if you have seen in tribal areas, in fact, I was involved. Basically, we were setting up 1,200 Eklab model residential school on the lines of Navodaya Vidyalaya have been approved. And roughly today, 600 plus schools we have become operational. So those kind of efforts are going on. If you see the colleges, number of colleges, number of universities, number of medical seats, number of engineering, everything is basically is being more than doubled or something like that. Our PG seats in medical. So effort is that kind of opportunity we should be providing to our youth. People like you should have that opportunity and equal opportunity. For a few minutes, let me talk about National Human Rights Commission. National Human Rights Commission was set up in 1993 under the Statute Protection of Human Rights Act. This act provides at national level a National Human Rights Commission and is states Human Rights Commission. So in 27 out of 29, 27 state human rights commissions have been established. At national level, we have got national. See the stature of this commission. The chairperson is having the rank of Chief Justice of India. All members, Supreme Court judges, they are equivalent to Supreme Court judges actually. And I'm the Secretary General and CEO of this Secretary to Government of India. We have the police investigation department here headed by Director General of Police. We have district judges here as presenting officer and registrar and joint registrar, basically they are taking care of. Then our working is just two important things I would like to point out. In National Human Rights Commission, anybody from anywhere about her or about third person violation of human right can file a complaint. Anybody, in any language, and in any form. Any form means by letter, by email, and there is an online portal. On portal you can go in any language. No need to hire any lawyer. No need to come here. Basically, it is a responsibility of the National Human Rights Commission to take up the matter and proceed. Actually, so this is the first part. The second part is that this National Human Rights Commission is having kind of core groups. There are 12 core groups like core group on women, on children, on transgender. I mean, many this kind of issues. This core group comprises roughly 20 to 30 people, government, civil society, NGOs, human rights defenders, and academician, researcher, and those. Here, those issues are discussed. And based on their recommendation, these recommendations are sent to state government and government of India for necessary action. And third, what we do, as I said, the complaints are basically registered. If required, translated, action taken. But more importantly, the moment we realize that there are some issues, we have to take proactive action. So we have consultative mechanism and we develop what we call advisories. And these advisories, we issue these advisories to state government, advisory on, let's say, begging, on truck drivers, quality of life to improving drivers. So we have a number of advisories basically we issue where basically quality of life of people are, like widow. I mean, recently we have issued on widows. So advisory is issued. The fourth dimension of this is that we keep camp sitting in various states. We go there, camp sitting, invite people, advertise it that anybody can come and make complaint, and whatever cases we have received, a kind of open hearing. But more importantly, that during this camp sitting, we also promote and sensitize officers that you have to take care of these aspects. Lastly, we have a system of that in social media or in newspaper or anywhere if we notice some violation, human right violation, we take suo motu cognizance. And here I would like to give this some information. This suo motu cognizance in 2021 calendar year, I'm talking 2021, in 17 matters were taken as a suo motu cognizance. 17 matters were taken. In 2022, this number rose to 60. In 60 cases, this shows the sensitivity and proactiveness. We took cognizance in 60 cases. There's some report came and we take note. In 2023, 117 cases. In 117 cases, we took proactive cognizance, suo motu cognizance. In 2024, last year, we took 105 cases. What is its impact actually? We have to see the impact. Its impact is that when we start taking suo motu cognizance, it has some kind of demonstrative effect, salutary effect on authorities, government authorities. So in 2021, we received 106,000 complaints. In 2022, we received 112,000 complaints. But after that, complaint have started drastically going down. In 2023, we received 79,000 complaints. And 2024, we received only 65,000 complaints. So when you take suo motu cognizance, it has salutary effect. So regular complaints start coming down. This is the first part. Second part, we have a system where basically anywhere if there is a custodial death, either in jail or in police station, or death in police encounter, I think within 24 hours they have to report and inquiry has to be held and certain processes are followed actually. As I was mentioning that recently we have issued some important advisories to improve the lives of people like begging, on rights of widows, and basically on child sexual abuse material, on mental health and suicide prevention among prisoners, ensuring welfare of transgender person, these kind of things. We also have a provision of special rapporteurs and special monitors. We have 15 special rapporteurs and 20 special rapporteurs and 21 special monitors. Special rapporteurs are given like one rapporteur is given 1 or 2 states or 3 states. And special monitors are basically subject matter specialists. So they are eyes and ear of the National Human Rights Commission. They go into field, they go to prisons, they go to shelter homes, they go to different places, and they report and that action is taken on that. One issue is of very important to you that National Human Rights Commission also funds various research projects, various seminars, symposia, training programs. I'll request that in wherever you are, please contact your teachers, your professors, and we'll be too happy to sponsor. Suppose in your university, in your college, you want to keep a seminar. Please send the proposal, get the proposal sent by the university or college. National Human Rights Commission will fund it. Similarly, if you have some idea or some issue to study, on our website, all this information is given. If you want to study something, some idea is there, your professors are talking about it, these kind of projects can be sanctioned and fund is basically given. In fact, we also have a provision that every month at least 15 to 20 universities or colleges students come in the group of 60, 70, 100, 200, these students come here, they visit, and we keep them some kind of sensitization, reorientation, those kind of programs here. As many of us you will be knowing, we have 2 kind of internship. One is in person, summer and winter internship. In person is a 4 weeks basically internship and quite prestigious, very competitive. I have seen that 60 odd seats, basically more than 1,000, 1,500, applications come basically. But second is that every year, average once in 2 months, we keep 2 weeks online internship program. Idea is that people who are living in remote area, forested area, different parts of country, they can join. We also collaborate with various universities, colleges, as well as NGOs, institutions. They organize conferences, seminar. You are always most welcome to attend, though. Present your paper. We will give that opportunity. Lastly, we have identified that there are some emerging issues. Take climate issues. Climate has a huge issue basically on human right of individuals. One example I'll give: if temperature is rising, glaciers, is melting, it causes flood, but after that prolonged drought. And imagine a country like India when basically the third pole, Himalaya, is major source of water. And this climate change, rising temperature has profound impact because three river system basins, Brahmaputra, Ganga, and Indus. So imagine this whole belt. In fact, Himalaya is basically responsible for water security to 2 billion people. 2 billion people. So it has a very different kind of, cold wave, heat wave. These are one issue. But just think about water security. Huge, huge issue. Huge issue. So National Human Rights Commission has taken up this thing. Like another issue, I would say that despite ban on manual scavenging, but people are still basically entering into manholes and sewer lines to clean it, and deaths are reported. Our take in modern era, most of the businesses are basically moving towards gig workers, contract. So human right protection of these gig workers, our private, our contractual labor, our contractual worker is very, very important. So like harmonizing business and human right is a very, very important issue. Next, like digital Indian cyber crimes, especially elderly person, the way they are fleeced and the kind of, young, especially young women and girls, basically they are, they face problem on cyber space. So these are the areas where basically emerging issues where we are working on. Friends, I will say before closing, uh, National Human Rights Commission every month it brings out a monthly newsletter. This kind of human right newsletter it takes out. It is available online. Okay. My request is that you please download it, subscribe it, and you will get regular copies of this thing. Okay. This is my first request. Then second thing is that every year we bring out our journal. This is a very prestigious journal we take out. Every year we take out this kind of prestigious journal. You are encouraged to please go through. It is available on our website. We are working with various different organizations, and every year again we take out in Hindi also. So you can read it, you can contribute it. Idea is that engagement, building partnership, working together, moving forward, impacting lives. So thank you all very much. I stop here. I hope this talk was of some use to you. It will help you in basically you becoming a better person. Our interest is why I'm spending time with you, that whatever I have learned, I should be able to transfer it to you. You should be a better person. You should be able to contribute much better. That's the whole purpose. So thank you all for having me here. Thank you, Dr. Asutosh, and the whole team. Actually, it is indeed it's a huge privilege for me to be part of this discussion. And stay in touch. And you have my email ID. If you feel any help or any kind of Bharat.lal, BHARAT.LAL, Bharat.lal at Gmail, or second hai at gov.in, government, gov.in, Bharat.lal at gov.in, Bharat.lal at gmail.com. So anytime if you need any guidance or any support or any help, always most welcome. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.